And hello again, my dear viewers. This material will not be dedicated to the fighting, or rather it will be dedicated to the fighting, but it will not be a review of events in Ukraine. Rather, it will be a review of a very interesting event and, in fact, a very strange event in my hometown. My child asked the question, "Dad, what is it? Are Russian troops shelling a peaceful city just like that?" Let me remind you that this afternoon the city of Sumy was subjected to some strange shelling. Several strange ammunitions flew to several different places in the city. These are places such as Verodonovka, Belopolska, Anovka. Anyone who knows the city of Sumy is aware that this is all one district. Moreover, in the Ukrainian media and local public chats, all this was presented as the shelling of the city of Sumy by the Grad system. The shelling of the peaceful city of Sumy by the Grad system. From a military point of view, there is no point in the Russian military shooting there. But the strangest thing is not even that. Please look carefully at this photo, which was published by a witness of this incident. This is the shank from a 120mm mine. That is, a 120mm mine flew into the courtyard of a residential building in the city of Sumy. And now ask yourself the question, the war has been going on in Ukraine for the third day. Has anyone ever, at least once, seen the Russian armed forces use mortars? Moreover, if we look at how hysteria is building up in social networks about the shelling of a peaceful city by Russian troops, and we also remember that so-called wandering mortars were used in the Donbass, when an ordinary truck drives through the city, stops, throws a couple of mines and then goes on. Now, once again, let's take a closer look at this area. It's almost my home neighborhood. I lived on Kursky Prospect. I know this area about as well as my pocket. If a 120mm mortar is installed somewhere here, even on a mobile bed, even permanently somewhere in the tract, then no one will notice it, except those who are nearby. And there is no one there right now, because all peaceful people are afraid. No one goes to the tract at this time of year. And given the effect these events have had, I have a question. Wasn't it a provocation to set up the residents of Sumy against the Russian military? Everything turns out very plausible. I repeat once again, the Russian military has not yet been seen anywhere in the firing of mortar mines. But this is a very convenient weapon for provocation. It is easy to hide, it is easy to transport, and it is easy to provoke them, especially since the traces of this provocation remained imprinted by the residents of the city. And I am addressing the residents of my hometown. Today we have a lot of fakes, a lot of people who want to quarrel with us so that we fight with each other until the end of our days. Moreover, such technology has already been documented and used in the Donbass by Ukrainian nationalists. And it is these nationalists who are holding my hometown today. Also, my relatives reported from the city that it all coincided with the announcement of the air alert. That is, at the beginning, an air alert was announced in the city. Allegedly, Russian troops are going to bombard the city with the Grad system. At the same time, there were no documented shocks of the Grad system. There were no arrivals of Grad projectiles in the city of Sumy. And they fired, as we can see, judging by the evidence, with ordinary mortar mines. So, the air alert command was given by the Civil Defense Headquarters, the territorial defense of the city of Sumy. That's how all the threads converge to one node. So far, everything says exactly that someone who has very good connections in the territorial defense of the city of Sumy deliberately planned all this. And for some reason, it seems to me that this is the work of these people who think that the residents of Sumy do not actively support the resistance to Russian troops. And they are doing everything in their power, using the methods that they have already used in the Donbass, in order to annoy ordinary residents of Ukraine and, in this case, my hometown. And I really want all honest journalists to watch this video to distribute it through all possible channels. And I will ask my dear fellow countrymen, my beloved residents of Sumy, do not give in to provocations. I understand that emotions are overflowing you now. But so far everything suggests that this is exactly our so-called native territorial defense, or these people who stand behind it deliberately fired mortars at the city to provoke you to retaliate. Be vigilant.